afternoon, everybody. It's 5:42 on the clock, the Hierophant and the Two of Cups. So we have Thursday today here anyway. It's the 17th of March. The 17 is the star. The day adds up to the 26-8, which the 26 is the Page of Wands. So we have the star of dreams and healing and shining your light, getting attention, and the Page of Wands, who's really inspired, that young energy, like a kid again. I woke up at 9:11 this morning, and then I woke up again at 10:18, and then again at 10:25. I did go to sleep pretty late last night. And the 25 keeps coming up, and that was coming up as the 25 gun salute yesterday, as well as the Knight of Wands. And then it came up, I was listening to Elena Denon this morning in an interview, and he was talking about how he's been cloned, and that he had chosen to go back to at the age of 25. So 25 is very significant coming up here, and that Knight of Wands energy. I have the Metatron read, which was very significant again today, and the general read on the table for the twin flames. So let's get right into that. Go ahead and take some deep breaths while I'm talking. I'm sending lots of love and blessings out to you guys. Thank you for joining me for the twin flames, March 17, 2022. We have Jupiter here, so expansion and benevolence, and Sagittarius. We have Virgo here. They're both mutable signs, and then 5, which is again is the Hierophant. So the 5 of the Hierophant, which is also 5 of freedom, change, and expansion. And that's Taurus energy with the Hierophant. It's also the month of May, which is Taurus going into Gemini, which is also mutable. So and May has been coming up a lot. May comes up again in the read today. So May is significant. And again, we have the mutable energies of Sagittarius and Virgo. Jupiter, really. So that benevolence. I don't know what the aspecting of Jupiter is right now. 17th. Tomorrow is the full moon. So this is really the full moon, right? Because at the full moon, then it starts to wane after that. So we're building up to the peak of the full moon right now in this 17 energy of the star. And let's see what's going on here. Yeah, oh, and the cats, they're in heat or something. It is so weird. The cats are sounding like kids. When they meow, the other night they were out on my deck, and I'd swear that there was a child underneath the deck, like yelling, but they weren't listening to me. And then I heard a bird this morning that sounded like I wrote it down in this read, but it sounded like a dolphin. So I have cats who sound like humans. I have birds sounding like dolphins. And boy, the cats are screaming. It's so weird to hear them. Okay, so I did this Metatron read at 12:28, which is the 12 of the Hanging Man, the 28 of the Twin Flames, the Two of Wands, the Choice of Path. And they were actually, last night, it was 12:26 when they were kind of screaming and meowing again. They the past couple of years, they've been like pacing around my house, mating at this time of year. It's so weird. So we have, so a lot of cat energy coming up. And at 12:28, when I cut the deck, which is what I just said, the Hangman, the Two of Wands, the underlying energy was the healing card. I'm going to show you the picture. And it's 43, which is the coming together, the reunion energy, the joy energy. This is the Metatron read for today. The underlying energy is here, the bottom of the deck, plus 3 underlying energies here. And then we start here at this first card here, going across, down 12 cards to 13, 14, 15, and then these cards here. So it actually went up to a 23 card read today, plus these cards down here. So another 27, 28, 29, 30 reads. So we're at the union energy today, 30 cards. So that's the order that it went in. And again, really profound messages here today. So let's see, color-wise, we have green, silver, red, white, gold, indigo, and orange at the very end. So let's see, we have red, orange. We don't have, or do we? No, we don't have yellow, but we have red and orange, as far as the base chakras. And we do have the heart, we do have the throat, we do have the third eye, and then we have white, silver, and gold. So we're missing the crown, I guess, and the solar plexus. And that's interesting too, because the crown definitely came up. And the solar plexus is again that quantum entanglement energy, and also shining your light, your confidence. And what else came up? The elements, water, and I think that was it. Yeah, just water. So very much about water today. Water, 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 which they're always reminding me when I haven't had enough water. So I'm going to drink my water. Sorry if that's really loud in your ear. I know that can be annoying. Okay. So as I started with the underlying energy here at 1236, which 36 is the Atlas energy of the Ten of Wands, the weight of the world on your shoulders. The underlying energy was the blue Madonna card. Madonna present holding blue, and then BLU is coming up, which means blue, but also it means the upper leg or thigh to swim, and swimming came up yesterday in definition as well as shy, unassuming in the white coat. And that was coming up as the mama's boy energy. And then we also have that energy of the lowercase e, which is the energy of the cracked egg collapsing upon itself, which again I've described to you as the heart, right? So the divot in the top of the heart is the collapsing of the energy upon itself in the toroidal field. So the heart is that cracked egg with the divot in it. So the word divot was also coming up very significantly here. So just to give you a visual here, so we're getting the egg, and then the egg becomes the heart because there's a divot here, or a hole that made its way through the apple in the toroidal field. And the inner tube, so here's the toroidal field, right, how it becomes that divot of the heart, right? You have the donut, and then you have the two apples side by side, which is also the toroidal field. So these are just different angles of the same thing. And this is showing you how when it breaks through the inner tube, it creates a hole there, right? Which is the same thing as this right here and this right this. It's like a hole made through the inner tube, but you can't see it when you see the outer inner tube. So, and then it's the same thing as this, only here you just see the dot. You don't actually see the hole, what the dot is. So this is showing you where that hole is going through the inner tube of the toroidal field. And remember the O or the oval is also the ellipsis or the elongated O, and the O comes up as the human embodiment of source for me. But again, we talk about the longitudinal correction here or direction, which Dan Winter was talking about, the physicist, regarding the elongated O. So the O going to the ellipsis or the oval, which is referencing the human being stretched with a flat, like a flat tire, like the hole, whether it's a donut or a bagel or an inner tube, however you want to describe it. It's coming up here as the tire with a flat, with a hole in the tire. A puncture, a leak, the dot, the hole that creates the indent or the divot, which is the horse's hoof print in the golf course, right? Or the golf club, the stroke of luck or genius. Go left, club 9, where humans connect in that one-to-one arc, expanding and contracting or just reflecting in the middle of the bridge or ship. Those, and again, all of this information comes from the breaking down of these words and the letters. So divot was coming up as DI and then VOT, but also the definition of divot. And then those who expand, the indigos. Those who contract, the crystals. And those who reflect in the middle are the rainbow children who just go around smiling to everybody. All three are part of it, the duality and the merge, the frivolity and the deluge, the notice of the divot, and notice that the word divot is like devotion, except it's DI as opposed to DE, and our divine is DI, not DE. So the divot is coming up as devotion, but with an I, not of devotion, which DE is of, but die, to, devoted to self and other. The of of the OF equals F of expanding and contracting. And then the DI, so I looked up DIs to see all the definitions of DI, and there's a lot, but it has the number 501 in Roman numerals is DI, but it's also die and wet, water and river. It is I know, to dawn, from, to glue, or to give rather. Also town, settlement, land, to search, say, tell. In, at, on, and from, to, concerning, some, during. So what that is. And also the word deuce, which I was getting significant because it's very similar to Zeus. So deuce is God, deity, or of course the number 2, which I was getting as opposed to Zeus is the divine Zeus. The number 10 also comes up for die, which is at high vibration, the number 10 of destiny and a turn for the better of the 2. Not you, thee, thou, because your day, from where, made, and start. This is so cool, the way the words show up in this is Wiktionary. I always use Wiktionary because it's universal. So the story goes, not you, thee, they, because your day, from where, and then the next word was made, which means from where is where you started from, where you were made, back to where you started from. The egg, dice, suckle, not village, mirror of thou, to become opaque, to occlude, block, plug, to change to something else, become, defeat, conquer, and vanquish, coagulate, solidify, to win, the number 2, a little more, and then tooth, which is literally Tooth, which is also to the nth degree, and the crossroads of 0 point of 2 humans to the nth degree, or 2 Christ thoughts of unlimited potential and possibilities. And the thought energy is very much of the Lyran bird energy. So we have 2 Christ thoughts of unlimited potential and possibilities. So that was coming up as to the nth degree, because nth, like NTH, N, capital N for me is the Christ energy, and T8 is thoth. And then to the nth degree, that 0 is that unlimited possibility of infinity. So that was the word DI. Okay, so we're going to expand on that, so stay with me here. So by the way, I want to remind you that Therasphere came up yesterday, which is a treatment in interventional radiology. It's a targeted tumor therapy using radiation beads and glass little beads. But it's also coming up as the 4th density Earth, right? So Terrasphere or Therasphere. And that Earth is a sphere, and that sphere is a ship, because some ships are shaped like a sphere. So like Earth or Terra is our ship. It's our Therasphere ship. And remember, sphere is also like the area or aura that we talked about yesterday, right? The field around you. So the Earth mothership, the aura, the area, the domain that is invisible around you, right? So the sphere, area, or your aura. So that was very significant. Oh, that's right, because with Elena Denon, she was talking to Chris O'Connor, about Andromedan sphere ships, the round ones. All right, so going on. It was then 1 o'clock on the dot, which is double zeros or source energy backing up the 1 of the magician, but also the 2 dots connecting the arc, because no lines are straight, they're all curved. The Christ thoughts of unlimited potential and possibilities. And then because we were looking up the word die, which is coming up for me as the circle is the human embodiment of source, but the line is going up on the right, which is reflecting the word pi, P-I, because that's the circle with the line going down on the left. So this is the way that plays out. So the B is like, the B and the P are like my pin housing, right? So the pin has the housing on the top with the 2 circles at the bottom, which is the masculine and the feminine, and the sharp side is the feminine, the thicker side is the masculine of the pin, and the top, again, is the housing for both. So when they're split up, it's the D. So the D is the feminine, right? So she's got her circle at the bottom, so she's got her soul and herself, but she's got no housing at the top. And the pi is the masculine, but his is on the left, going south, which references him having housing but no soul, right? So being very 3D. This is Di and Pi, okay? So this is where I'm going. So just stay with me for a minute, then it's going to really go. So B is the masculine with, or the soul without housing on the masculine side, the lowercase b. And so if it was the letter, we'll get into that. Anyway, the B is the soul without housing. So then I was looking at the times as I turned the page, and it was 1 o'clock on the dot. And what I was getting is it's 1 o'clock p.m., but when it's 1 o'clock a.m., it's those double zeros of source energy in the human embodiment of source times 2, connecting to the 1 a.m., but 1 o'clock a.m. is literally I am at 1 a.m., but what's 1 p.m. then? So, and again, at a.m., 1 is I am, the 1 is an I, and then 12, midnight, is we, of the 1 of the magician, the 2 of thy priestess, we are. But then in p.m., 1 p.m. is the P of the masculine with housing and no soul, one imbalanced man or masculine, whereas 12 noon was coming up at p.m. as the masculine and the feminine, with an imbalanced masculine with housing but no soul. Okay, very interesting the way that was coming up. So at 1 p.m. here, there's no I am, right, because that's at 1 a.m., but 1 p.m. here. So it's daytime. At noon to midnight marks the time the divine masculine is imbalanced. She feels the shift, but rights the wrong by going left. The Di here of Di equals the divine feminine without housing or crown, but connected to the chakra system, which is connected here to Shak Ra, and Ra is connected to Venus, where the heart is home. The divine masculine depends on the crown. She, or the word ho, which literally means she or ho is the Di, the Lady Di, the connection to it. She is the 1-1, so 2 ones next to each other, but he is the Pi, which is the circle with the line down the middle, which is only one is the 1 of connection, the other one is still at the 0 of source energy, right? And the human embodiment is source energy, but they're not the 1 yet. They're not connecting to their higher self or to another. But the 1 is literally first connecting to the higher self. So the feminine is connected, both sides, the masculine and the feminine, connected to higher self. But with the Pi, there's a 0 and a 1, like the XY as opposed to the XX. So the masculine is the Pi, which is the P, right, of the housing with the, there's no point, with the Pi, there's no point in I, of that lowercase I of the chakra system, if there's no connection to it. She, the connected she, is willing to share with the unconnected human. So I'm just going to show you the picture here. So, okay, so this is the Lady Di, where the D is like a 0 with an L, and the P is a 0 with an L over here, and the lowercase I, which is the chakra system with the third eye at the top. And they're like 2 peas in a pod here, but here they're both connected on both sides. This is the 2 sovereigns standing side by side, and that is the feminine's makeup. So she is the Di, he is the Pi. She is the Lady Di, he is the 2 peas in a little Jack Horner pod, right? He is the Pi, the circle Pi split in half. Connected with the Pi, there's no point in the Pi, or there's no point in that lowercase I, if you have no connection to source, right? So the masculine has that source connection, but he's not connected to it, whereas the feminine is. She's in the 2 ones, but the masculine's in the circle with the 1. Now she's connected, and she's willing to share with the unconnected human. And then the OI was coming up here as of the Pi, the P, the O, and the 1, as Oi, with an exclamation point, because the exclamation point is the flip of the lowercase I of the chakra system, which is like extreme expression, the exclamation point. Whereas the 0 over the teardrop, which is the teardrop, which is coming up as the human, is very calm. But the exclamation point is that extreme of being very strong in oi, of the O and the 1, which is the King of Wands of the masculine becoming unbalanced at day. So she's connected to the southern man as the line goes south. He is connected to the northern lights, which is her line going north on the left. After all, the word all is connection to the 1-1 of 11, of 2 connections, the human connected to the 11, and she is the word he plus S, which is the sine wave, Sophia, and the salt of the earth with the music of the spheres, or the terrasphere, the area, which is resounding or resonant, the therisphere or terrasphere, aura, which is aura, is gold Ra or ray of Venus. Hooray or hoorah, which came up yesterday. So who's Ra? It's the aura, the gold ray of sun. She is his sun. He only the portal and the threshold of the sun, but she is the ray, the shine. And then we come up with divide, with the die, which we went through already, and then the VIDE, which is divide. It means to see or consult, to know, to widen, broaden. The sphere of existence. I was getting there, but it's visually by sight. So vide is about seeing, but with your eyes, the emptiness, the devoid, the blank, the vacant, unfurnished space, the vacuum, the void, the gap, the grapevine, the vine, the environment, reed, and willow all came up. Of vi, which is creation and the chakra system. Creation of 1, where divine feminine is added, and divide attracts. The divine feminine here is the creator on the other side with the human. So she is in that creator energy already on the other side of the tracks, so to speak, of the man who is actually human, right? He goes into his ego very much during the day, where she is able to stay balanced. She's that X and X, where he is the X and Y, or she is the 1 and 1, and he is the pi with the only 1 down the middle. So if VIDE or vide, which is of creator, is of the human reference, equaling mean to know, then the human knows it is two and seeks to find the other. Remember the word know with a K is the K of energy, and then the now of the now moment, where K is the line that is less than the now moment. The line that connects from self to source is less than the now moment. Right, of momentum, right, the time of boredom, where the divine, or DI and vine, is the NE of the northeast, of the divine feminine direction, or NE, which is the word any, or NE for me is Jesus-like, or joint, the knee, the actual knee, being joint-like in the knee, or the creator that's the singularity of the VI as opposed to the IVI, which for me is co-creation. The V is creation, and then the two lowercase i's are the two humans co-creating together. But here is just the VI, which is a singular creator, which is only source, right? Because for a human to be a singular creator, it's not the same as two creating together, where the vine is random growth all over the place. And remember, that we have masculine and feminine both of ourselves. So you can co-create with your own masculine and feminine. But where the vine is random here, right? A vine grows all over the place. But divine, of the DIVINE, is the die with that vine that's all over the place. And the DI is the sign, or the sine wave, or the actual sign or synchronicity, the sign or sine wave that is the ordered out of chaos. So the vine becomes the sine wave, which becomes an ordered vine, or an ordered chaos, and the direction of di, rec, and tion, which is the di horizontal, bar, smoke, irrigation, ditch, recreational, to record, and recommend. That she remembers the word he with S, that she is two, suggests a recreational ground for the male tiger and lioness, which is TION, the tiger lion. She suggests a recreational ground for the male tiger and lioness combo, the queen of the jungle, and Tarzan, who jumps through hoops, where she gets to look powerful and he hunts this time. Right, because normally it's the female lion who hunts, not the male. And then it was 144. I had just sent the picture of the pages I had written at 138, and 38 is the Queen of Cups, which is also my soul number. And then I sent them at 144, which is my life lesson number 44. So we have 138 sent at 144, and then I was getting Crouching Tiger and Hidden Dragon within the lion, that the Tyon or Shun of the tiger lion and the dragon, which is dragging on, the lion is lying on, and then the Tyon, Tion, is the tie on or source, Ti is source on. And then the capital T of that dead end, the time out under the tree connection, to toggle up to the ultimate destination. And destination is the destiny of the Tyon, the tiger lion. And a bear, of course, as the third flame, and the lioness who allows the tiger to have the lead billing in the name, but she is with the mane, and everyone knows who the power behind the white Bengal tiger is. The white tiger has stripes, and the gold lioness with mane, or mainframe, with departments or extensions, connections, and reaches. At 152, she is the magician and the queen of swords. She connects within and he without. She trusts his instincts, and he trusts her knowing. The energy of the now moment to his momentum. Her hesitation and his push. Her knowing and his conceding to her without fight. And then the word fight came up as phi, with this word that's GHT with a little mark across the H, -J. which is literally, Fi is phi, related to covering and giving. No cover-ups and no give-ups here. Only surrendering to UPS and deliverance, or surrender. Surrender, or Mr. Render, or rear ender, or ass, the butt of the horse, the monkey's uncle, the joker of the horse, or she arse, the fool of her court, the enzyme, capital E, that we talked about yesterday, where it ends enzyme, it ends I'm E. 1 equal and congruent to 2, the QE2 in the E tower of his render, the rendering her powerless and thus causing her to become. So then render comes up as to vomit, throw up, puke, and be sick. Yield, dominate, command, to subject, to push from the back, I was getting, right, like the ass, to surrender, pay, tire, wear out, subdued, defeat, to last, a return, payment, statement, digital image, to stucco or plaster, to inflict, pass, run, cover, or scale a wall, perhaps, to give back, and deliver, to make over, as a return, to pass down, interpret, to cause, to become. So, of course, from Mr. Ed, you know Mr. Render is a rendering of Mr. Ed to their own image of her imagination of RNER minus the ED of Ed, little Ed, without the END, with the N of Jesus in the middle of ED, or Jesus or urgent calls of ER interfering with Ed, the RNER, our Jesus and emergence are or epiphanies. So it's coming up as our Jesus and emergency or epiphany free zone. The little Ed, the egg that's cracked open, and she connected to his allness, his divinity, his divine gratitude, a hard nut to crack. At 2:15, the high priestess and the devil. She with direct arc to the 0 point in him, and he collapsing in on himself in disbelief. The heart divot, back to where we started from. Can't have a hole in the tire without a spare tire available. So then the picture of what happens in the toroidal field was coming up, all right? So here's the apple, And now you can see it as the donut as well, right? This should be a complete circle. It's opened up so you can see it as a toroidal field. So this is from the side, and it looks like a donut from the top if you look down. And then here is how the energy explodes, usually in the toroidal field, in the hourglass in the middle. But when there's implosion, where the force is directed inward both ways, but then goes into the hearts here of the masculine and feminine and collapses them, it causes a rip in the field because it goes through the tire, it makes a hole in the tire coming out the other end, you see? So there's a slow leak in the spare tire now because of the implosion from both directions forced out this way because it couldn't go out this way because there's too much pressure. So this is also in a static state, just up and down. There's no movement there, right? So the tube is I like to call it an inner tube too because the word tube is 2B. So here's where the feminine powers up in this energy, which then shows that energy of the Star of Bethlehem resonating out as far as the I, or I am, can see. The area, the field, the aura, the hurrah, the hoorah, hooray, the whore, or ah, she, or ah, Sophia and he, or human connected to source, who's her ass. If I holds back, or if one holds back, it then gives direction, all right? So here's the static field, but if one of the apples holds back and perhaps blocks off the energy or the leak from getting out on this side, then of course it's going to push the energy that way, right? And cause it to create an angle or direction, right? So if one holds back and gives it direction, entertainment factor here, the holy rollers as opposed to the rolling stone. So plugging up this end causes direction here for the feminine to go forward, and there's the E of the feminine moving forward out the leak in the tire on this side because now it's been plugged up on that side, and that's the pushy ass in the back of the horse, right? So the one who pushes from the back side gives direction to the front side, and here, right, the E is in the front going wee all the way home, where Batman, or Jack, spreads his wings, leaving the Batcave for the beanstalk. Jack be nimble and Jack be quick, where Batman spreads his wings and causes Rose to fly in Titanic ship proportions. So here's again that energy of Jack and Rose on Titanic flying. So that in Titanic ship proportions or propulsions, changing the fabric of time. Atom and E in the Garden of Gethsemane, or Gethsemane, at home with a small slow leak in the spare tire, where 1 is equal or congruent to, which is literally the capital E, means 1 with 3 lines across means equal and congruent to, where 1 is equal and congruent as 2 in the Garden of Prayers. Adam and Eve in the Garden of Gethsemane, at home with small slow leaks in a spare tire, where 1 is equal and congruent as 2 in the Garden of Prayers, causing a rip in the fabric of creation, the cause and effect of rest and peace in the cotton sheets of creating connection. Easy Rider and the milkman's delivery, the fast one and the mama's boy, the actor and the director, the screenplay, a projection by none other than the talking head, of course, taking the race by a nose. The nose knows how life comes and goes in the good scent of a woman and the good sense of a man, and the lay of the land. And this was at 241, which is 2 in love. The end. So then the mama's boy came back up in the underlying energy of the read. All that happened just from the very first card, guys. So then we go on with the read at 253, which is the High Priestess and the Knight of Swords. The mama's boy. The white coats are coming instead of the red coats are coming. The white coats are coming. The unassuming, shy, blue, who swims with strong thighs. And she is Madonna, present to Blue Ray, the twin flame electromagnetic connection of 2 diamonds in the field of possibilities of coming together in joy to heal. And then heel toe and toe heel was coming up. 1 step at a time when all are equal. Different but equal. of the 3 lines across. At 2:59 of the High Priestess and the War Within, a little birdie told me, signs, signs, everywhere a sign. And then the 5-man electric band, or the 5-membered ring of the 4 carbons and O2, whose heteral and cyclical with superposition raised to the nth degree of 2. Run, run as fast as you can't catch me, I'm the gingerbread man. Signs, signs, everywhere a sign. So now they're literally running in my head. They're telling you, this is the masculine saying, run, run as fast as you can't catch me, I'm the gingerbread man. As the feminine singing, signs, signs, everywhere a sign. That can go both ways, right? So the bird and the man of action, the 10 of Cups family and emotional well-being, and the hermit who runs with big birds and chariots of fire, where it's Thanksgiving every day. The bugle is filled with colored foods and synchronistic blessings. Abundant universe due to the birds and the spirits of love, the Knight of Cups, of emerald hearts, and the Queen of Cups powering up to feed the man of action. The Queen of Cups by day, the Queen of Swords, Big Bird, by night. And then Keira Knightley was coming up in The Curse of the Black Pearl. I don't know why, I haven't seen that movie, but it has come up. And she's Aries, so Aries was coming up as we're going into Aries. She's an Aries, English, Scottish, Welsh. The Queen of Swords, shadow, or stunt double of the runner, while the Queen of Cups powers them up in that toroidal field. While feeding the future ancestral connections, water, 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 as the Queen of Cups swims with the dolphins. The dolphin is do connect, and that's when I just heard that bird that sounded like a dolphin. It was at 3:15, which is the Empress and the Devil there. Perhaps a devil bird. Maybe Kira's coming up as the devil bird. So we have the Queen of Cups swimming with the dolphins, and do connect with the phi in dolphins, nanosecond or tongue, the high vibe language of the dolphins, speaking in tongues. The chariots of water wheels, where that icosahedron is literally I matter, IVI, of the co-creation of honor, with ivy unending connection, the pearl threaded, through leaks in the field, emeralds in the algae, aquamarine, life of a more human nature, where the emerald cut has less facets, but the dolphin with the 20 faces of the icosa, I matter in lots of layers with a jump-off point of continuous honor, unending connection, and 6 degrees of separation in time per minute. The Minutemen, the elite and mobile, able to jump at a moment's notice, no ums or hesitation in momentum, no older than 25, and have to be excited, reliable, and strong, and the first to the front lines like Aries, the cardinal sign, the first to show signs and jump in. So it's like saying the dolphins and birds are like the first ones to show signs of issues. Like, so if there's dolphins that are showing up sick or died for no reason at all, they're giving you a warning to what's going on. Or maybe if they're speaking in weird languages, like the bird was speaking in dolphin today, it's like a harbinger of energy that's to come. So pay attention to your signs and synchronicities. They're very important here, especially with Aries, because Aries is such an aggressive jumping out of the gate sign, right? So Aries, the cardinal sign, the first to show signs and just jump right in, and then 3, 2, 1 jump came up. A new dawn of high vibe rays and a huge leap forward since Mary Magdalene in Jesus' days. No more shadow in the valley of death. And then freezing cold Russian place was coming up as the valley of death, where there's molten lava beneath, and then it's freezing in the mountains outside. And the animals were all dying there because of the gases coming up from not because they were frozen, so they didn't look like they died of anything, right? That they just froze to death, but they're actually dying from gases coming up from the lava. The sulfur dioxide and hydrogen sulfide were suffocating them at 3:38, which is the Empress and the Queen of Cups. And then we go to 3:38 to 39, which is the Queen of Cups and Knight of Cups, which were actually side by side in the read, as the Queen of Cups arcs to the forbidden valleys and clearing the decks, and the ocean depths with findings, and Archangel Sandalphon connecting to, I was just getting Sri Lanka again, but I was also getting at the ocean depths, Titanic was coming up again, right, about the big diamond or sapphire, whatever it was, the blue stone. So some kind of ocean depths with findings, and Archangel Sandalphon connecting to that Saint Dolphin energy, being here with you now in a quantum leap to the earth behind the sun, because there's another planet that reflects the earth, reflecting us, which was being talked about by Elena and Chris today. The portal and the sphere-shaped ships, like Earth and planets, moons and Lyran ancestors. The Knight of Cups and the Queen of Cups in the chariot of Hydra and the horseshoe bays. The Bermuda Triangle arc, come what may. So that was giving me maybe the arc in the Bermuda Triangle is going to show itself in May. And then the Bengal Bay came up yesterday, so there could be more than one arc showing itself coming out of the water. So there's one at the bottom of the Bermuda Triangle. I don't know if there's one at the bottom of Bengal Bay because I don't think all of them have been identified. But green algae was coming up, as well as aqua lung dolphins, vehicles of infiltration to tell you what's going on, what's leaking in the water. Have water tox screened or live by the ocean where it's clean. The mountains with clean water, but there's also volcanic ashes and gases associated with that. The oceans with toxins, of course, with all the trash and the mass and erosion of rust and mold that it attracts. And the desert connection here finds a connection to source. So someone might be drilling down and hitting water that's really clean to well up, and a balance of hot and cold extremes to cool and warm streams, a control mechanism of the desert and the ocean. And I wasn't seeing any mountains in the cards there, and all of a sudden I just realized, because it was just desert and beaches, but oh no, there are mountains here in the read because Sandalphon is in one, but he's standing in front of it, so I couldn't see it. So Sandalphon was blocking the mountains with his lyra, the music of the spheres, the sounds and vibrations that clear, so using sound vibrations to clean the water. A melding of winter fall. Remember, winter to fall is the wind to fall, with a twin flame push and pull of the Queen of Cups arcing to all, where that's two, wind is 2 U's in, to fall, so 2 U's in, 2 F, which is expanding and contracting, and then ALL, which is humans connected to the 11, 2 sovereigns aligned. So 2 U's in 2 for all, and all for 2. The High Priestess and the Emperor together, wind to fall, good or bad, or in other words, the updated version is to create and surrender in union of melding into one on the Fool's Journey of Lyran Music and aka Ash Records, or Bright Light Records and Wisdom, or aka Shh, you're in the library. The findings are under the ocean. And then every night in my dreams I see you, I feel you, that is how I know you, go on. So that was coming up. Far across the distance and spaces between us, you have come to show you go on. Near, far, wherever you are, I believe that the heart does go on. Once more you open the door, and you're here in my heart, and my heart will go on and on. Love can touch us one time and last for a lifetime and never let go until we're gone. Love was when I loved you, one true time I hold to. In my life will always go on. You are safe in my heart. So reflecting pink willows here of W, ill, and O, double U's. Love as above, so below. A dove and bellowing, twin swans entwined at 411, emergent information there. And by the way, that song is as Caleb and Kelsey. And again, the big blue diamond was coming up here that she dropped to the bottom of the ocean and they found later, I guess. Or she dropped it there at the end. So with emergent information coming in here, and then 412, which is the wisdom of the control here, and the aspect of that control, the urgent information that becomes the wisdom. Looking back, and then referencing again Titanic, where they're looking back, right, because the whole movie is about looking back at what actually happened. And the shaman's peace pipe, living their truth, and offering to share that wisdom from the deserts that spring eternal to the Om with spice and with space. I guess I'm supposed to say spice. to the Om, the AUM in space, but is coming up as to the Almighty. Pause for union prayer. As the desert spring eternal, and as the collective terrasphere awakens to the birds singing a happy tune, the call of the wild to expand and have fun in the sun, create with leadership and strength. I was getting leadership. So the cards were coming up as the 3 and the 8, which is the 38 of the Queen of Cups, with flame in hand, mapping a whole new world, leaving the wounded warrior behind and welcoming the fool's journey with an open heart and a skip in their step, with high hips and rose lips, the knight in shining armor or amour, and the messenger of truth, her love, and the tie that binds us all to source, the root source, where we feed from, where all stems to the breast, what we choose to ingest in our mouth, nose, eyes, and ears, and the womb and the crown. As the Knight of Swords becomes the King of Swords and grows up, pure and innocent, the 53 goes to the 51. 3, 2, 1, jump into the cosmos. As Cosmo is so much fun to behold, so silly and authentic and always creative, with Jerry and Elaine and George always between them, always a bridge to inspire, like a song from verse to verse. The bridge supports and creates the momentum, the drama, a shift in energy. The holy grail of 2 rose lines or arcs, coiling together into one heart, infinitely crossing and twisting and folding in on oneself, overlapping, ever 8, finding the energy to give back to source in exchange. A sudden cup of replenishment, feeling good about what you've expressed, a version of creator that you are proud to show in just being you at your best at 4:30, which is the Emperor in the Union. The sudden gold is sudden love, the pot of gold at the other end, a connection you magnetized, and then they resonated with you, enjoying the back and forth energy between you. The indigo, whole, complete, and connecting to the star that you are, that star of Bethlehem, the disbelief that your heart collapsing in on itself could feel like that and be unending. So conquering your fears of dreams coming true, shining your light one step at a time, one moment at a time. Only 6 degrees of separation at 4:35 with the Emperor and the Wounded Warrior. Start today. And this card is the 17 of the 17th, and it's the 17th today. Start today. It's the 17th of dreams that can come true. It can happen to you if you're young at heart and have angel companions, where Atlas beacons of light, ground integrate and master, or the GIM and the Y in the road, the jimmying, the push of the waves up on your rock, the immovable stone to rely on, the safe haven in the storm, the jimmying of the lock, where the waves beating against the mountain, will loosen it up over time, where timeout is needed in the purple moon, which is the 0 point field, the Atlas High Priestess, Divine Feminine, Queen of Wands, in that orange connection and attunement of stretching and lunging, being physical, to release that stuck energy. So the waves pounding up against the mountain is releasing that stuck energy for the mountain. Feel into your physical body. The feathers and leaves are falling oh so gently as the flowers bloom, together by reading and stretching. The masculine and feminine, they work it all out as the angels come in to help with the children. And this ends at 4:44 in the angelic realms. So really cool information there. So if you want to go back and read what I wrote, I'll show you the pictures again, because it was very detailed, but there's some significant information there here, okay? So we have this page, rather down here is more important. Okay, so if you want to see the pictures and the signs that I wrote. And then this page, let me just get it focused a little better. There's that 1 and 12 o'clock stuff up at the top. Okay, so if you want to read that over, you can. And then it was this page. Okay, and then this is the last one with the pictures of the toroidal field. And so we go back to the Twin Flame read here. And this was cut and dealt right at 8 o'clock last night, which is the 8 of the dance, between the masculine and feminine, of strength, inner and outer, and of manifesting your dreams, and the double zeros of source energy supporting that. And then at 8:13, TION came up again, of the tiger lioness. All right, so the masculine tiger, the feminine lion at 8:13, which is the dance of the transition. Crossing the male tiger and the lioness, and also means to point a weapon at or to aim. It doesn't mean to fire, it just means to take aim, which is that laser focus. And then at 8:32 I finished, which is the 8 again of the dance and the 32 of the journey. And the major arcana that came up in this read were karma, which is judgment, the solar deity of the sun, transition, which is the death card, and before the read reason, which is the emperor, and after the read the shadow and the strength card. Shadow is the devil. We have 4 wands, 3 cups, 1 pentacle here, which is 43 of the 3 of cups and 31 of the 5 of wands of chaos. Also could be the 4 of the emperor and the 31. And of course the 3 and the 1, which are the empress and the magician. And then the king of wands came up in the read, as well as the knight of wands and the page of cups, as well as the 9 of cups, 9 of wands, and before the read the queen of cups, page of wands, and the king of pentacles, and after the read the queen of swords and the 9 of pentacles or sovereign came up. So there's a lot of people in this read here. We had triple nines, double fives, and double sevens, so a lot of compassion, endings, and completions here, as well as the collective. And remember, the 9 is the hermit and the collective, so it's the all and the one, going within for compassion, and endings, completing things, along with the 55 of the truth, Excalibur, and the 77 of the sovereigns, and the 3 of the empress, which is also referencing Terra Gaia. And notice that there was all odd numbers. 3, 5, 7, 9 came up today. 1, 3, 2 5s, 2 7s, and 3 9s. So it was a crescendo there, right? Getting to the peak of the story. Talking about the bridges and the verses of the song as well. And the code line here, there were no numerology cards, and it was really short. There were no numbers, no numerology, and it was really short. It was literally just SF, SIM, NIN, karma, and DEPT for department. So this is the way it came out, was the musical attack of the heart. So again, there's that energy of drama in music, right? The beat, that the crescendo that builds up the momentum of the story. The musical attack of the heart, of the being, the fate, and the destiny, the simulation, the significant figure, and their will, their testament. And yesterday, indeed, a bird, number 7, which is the chariot and also the key, and to repent. 7 is also the calm before the storm. It's before the 8, which is the storm. To repent with needle, and the hoof or shoe, which came up regarding the divot, and then the 9-inch nails of the 9 and Jesus on the cross, and the karma department. It's also coming up as sci-fi simulation of duty and obligation, the grandmother, food, and not being even in the karma department. Okay, so what you have to put up with, and karma, and what's fair and what's not. And the significant figure moving oneself or swimmingly through water, but without God. Again, the karma department. So again, dirty water, there may be some kind of karmic debt there. And yesterday, swimming the karma department. That's yesterday, it's the past. We're done with karma. The King of Wands reversed was the bottom of the deck here. Okay, so we got the King of Wands here with the minis on top. And the King of Wands below the King of Wands from the bottom up was the Queen of Cups upright, the Emperor reversed, which is reason, the 5 of Cups upright, the Page of Wands upright, and the King of Pentacles reversed. The Queen of Cups is upright here without reason, or with the Emperor reversed, in the woods grieving with the Page of Wands upright, inspired with the King of Pentacles reversed, without records, with the King of Wands reversed, who's no shaman. Or maybe they're just being really out of character here. The Queen of Cups is upright, out of control, or with the Emperor reversed, grieving in the woods, inspired by the King of Pentacles and King of Wands, who are both reversed as well. The King of Swords is upright here, and the Knight of Wands is upright as well, reaping rewards, happy alone, with satisfaction with themselves, and sharing or settling out, perhaps being charitable or offering their time, money, and effort and a new life to the Three of Cups, or to coming together socially or a group or a reunion or just joy in general, of coming together to disconnect or break up and settle out. As the Page of Pentacles is upright, juggling, performing, and the Knight of Wands is rushing in to come together, the Chariot is moving and traveling. Moving and traveling at 9:51, the Hermit and the King of Swords, as the Page of Pentacles and the Knight of Wands may be performing together, socializing with Ascension community, or boldly moving as the journeyman with good news, right, bringing in the news of the end of the war, with success and leading the way over the rainbow to the Page of Cups reversed, which can be rejection. It can be a vulnerable, shy child. It also could be a spoiled brat. But the vulnerability or the spoiled extremes there of the sound of music, of children dancing and feeling successful because you found that sound of music dream family, right? However, the Page of Cups is reversed and Cancer's back in the saddle over the rainbow, but under the rainbow is the Page of Cups reversed. And the Page of Pentacles is juggling with the Knight of Wands. Perhaps they're juggling work and kids, coming together to travel or move or lead the way to that Ten of Cups emotional family happiness, right? The dream that you had of what a family should be. But the Page of Cups reversed and the King of Wands is reversed, or they're suddenly rejected, or a crying infant, or someone's being called a crybaby, or it's a pet who's whining, like the cats who are whining, but they could be mating as well. Remember, it's all in perspective. Or the King of Wands reversed, who they may be the spoiled baby, or feeling rejected, or his child who's coming clean to him. The Chariot is out there looking, whether that's the warrior or you're out in the vehicle watching, somebody could be spying from their car, as the Knight of Cups is upright, offering love to the Ten of Cups family, or for a happy ending, coming clean, getting clean, or cleaning up the actor's space, perhaps spring cleaning. Giddy up on the Ferris wheel or the merry-go-round, or on the white horse under a rainbow, as the Knight of Cups is offering the warrior or Cancer a happy family or emotional fulfillment by cleaning up the act, or perhaps cleaning up the attic for them or the house for them. As children, pets, and let your friends help, the Chariot is upright, while the bulls split, or female bull on safari on the plains of the Serengeti, fantasizing about options or synchronicities. And the Four of Pentacles is reversed, getting off the fence without dessert or sweet tweets, and the High Priestess reversed, secret passion, or one without the keys, or someone who already dropped the keys off, with Pisces reversed, and a new passionate offer here, perhaps on a house, with scissors, magnet coin, or nutcrackers, bubble blowers, or eight types of things that are shaped like the shape 8, the infinity. With no more, someone's like happy because somebody must have moved out. No more bird feeder, no more cat or stinky feet. Hold on one sec. Okay. So again, scissors, magnet coin, and nutcrackers. Sorry about that. Scissors, magnet coin, and nutcrackers. Bubble blowers or things shaped like 8. No more bird feeder, no more cat or stinky feet. Only new passion and burning the past. With a few bumps perhaps that they can get past. At 10-12, which is the Wheel of Fortune, and the 12 of the Hanged Man, with pride of the 19, which is also the lioness energy there, and beneath it surrender of the 91, which is the central sun. Perhaps the inequity of overworking destined, and the Chariot upright, boldly moving to the third party or bad influences, being clingy or after death or in a gathering, or near-death experience and dead tired, and the Ace of Cups being the Holy Grail, or Cancer not coming together with Scorpio reversed, offering big love to the Queen of Wands reversed, the dark cello, blowing up like a balloon, and keeping an eye on the Queen of Wands reversed, refusing to surrender to the end. Never-ending story of love with the Queen of Wands reversed, perhaps Cancer and Libra, or after a funeral service of kids who were in a bad car accident, perhaps. Perhaps over time destined for Cancer third party, or overtime destined for Cancer third party, or social distancing after a death of a big love and the Queen of Wands reversed, and this could just be death of a love, and the Queen of Wands reversed and the King of Wands reversed, both reversed, with the Page of Cups reversed, or rejection, coming clean about new passion or a pregnancy or pride of surrender. So there is a Two of Cups connection here with the Knight of Wands withholding and the King of Pentacles withholding or saving at 10:38, which is the Wheel of Fortune and the Queen of Cups. And then at 10:41, which is the destiny of the love, the new love, at night or Cancer twin flame at the full moon, where all four aces were upright again here, choosing to align and work despite bleeding out, and the Knight of Swords rushing in or coming clean, with the Queen of Wands upright and the King of Swords upright here, pretending not to know what they're talking about, or blind child between two people, or the Queen of Swords reversed insisting to the Capricorn reversed, or on some kind of codependency or addiction here, where at night choosing a path to work when someone may have gotten attacked at the office, or a stabbing could have happened here. And obviously hopefully that happened to no one, but it's definitely coming up here. And then came clean to the Queen of Wands, looking to the King of Swords, who doesn't want to know about it, right? It's your issue, I don't want to know about it. They don't want to know what they did. And this could be like a wife going to a husband telling them what the kids did or what kind of trouble they got themselves into, and he's just tired, he's done with it. He doesn't want to know. You deal with him. Maybe they're blaming the other parent for causing them to be that way, so they don't want to deal with it anymore because they tried to get them to change their ways and they didn't, and then the children ended up, reaping the negative rewards of that. So the Devil reversed here, or some kind of detox, receiving a passionate offer from the Queen of Swords reversed, perhaps Cancer or a twin flame at work, while treating the Knight of Swords for back pain, or someone bled out on the table or lost a lot of blood. The Seven of Swords is reversed, coming clean or cleaning up the act or space, or cleaning up the energy of shame and guilt, or returning what was stolen to the Queen of Wands, who looks to the King of Swords, who swears to know nothing. Like Colonel Clink came up yesterday, I know nothing. And this is the King of Swords right here. I know nothing. The Queen of Swords reversed and the Knight of Swords and the King of Swords upright here. One blind one and a thief, and when on the deathbed. So the blind one could just reference someone who's refusing to see. The thief, and then someone who may be dying or on their deathbed acting like they're dying, rounding up their pickings for the day. So this could be a group of thieves too, like a den of thieves where they're out pickpocketing people for the day and rounding up all their stuff to show each other what they found. And then at 10:52 is the Wheel of Fortune and the Queen of Swords. So definitely a thieves ring could come up here, but this can also be around the house, finding someone's stuff underneath the cushion and stealing it from them because they thought they lost it, so like they won't be missing it. And then we have the recent past here, where the Nine of Wands is reversed as the wounded warrior surrendering, home with the Knight of Swords upright, carrying a burden or the weight of the world, released and defenseless, knowing and keeping to themselves, as the Emperor reversed is given an ultimatum from the Queen of Swords reversed, with lovers or Gemini, home receiving time, money, and effort, or a new life offer from the Divine Feminine in 5D, or Pisces reversed, or upside down world needing closure, with or closing on a house, or Atlas leaving the wounded warrior behind, with Aries and Pisces reversed and Gemini upright here. The foundation is the solar deity, the sun reversed. So at sundown, perhaps the holiday, because it was the holiday yesterday and tomorrow for Purim, or Cancer upright and Sagittarius upright, or the quest for injustice or Libra reversed, or the fight for justice, as the Knight of Pentacles offers help or friendship to performer of synchronicities, or with a bunch of balls up in the air, or lots of options for love, and all of them over the injustice of the Knight of Pentacles offering help to juggle the dream at 11:05 of justice and the Hierophant, or freedom, change, and expansion. The King of Wands at sundown, or sundowning and vulnerable, drained at night with patient angel, fighting injustices, or the Knight of Pentacles helping decide between two, not sure which one to buy, perhaps. And Leo reversed with Cancer upright, Sagittarius upright, and Libra reversed here. The central energy is the Knight of Cups, of self-satisfaction and surrendering, after the King of Wands reversed, no longer their sunshine, and the Page of Wands upright with the Page of Swords upright gave the Emperor reversed a choice of options, perhaps given to the kids by the Queen of Swords reversed, and the Knight of Cups offering love and happy with themselves, in need of sun or vacation, and the Knight of Wands to come to the rescue here, or the King of Wands reversed with Leo in their chart may be satisfied with the Knight of Wands' performance. Maybe they can now take over their job. And challenged by, here, karmic judgment of the Queen of Swords reversed, who could be a Gemini, or perhaps has Virgo in their chart, and the Page of Wands and the Page of Swords, both upright here, may be excited kids or pets, excited to work or on issues it's like they're excited to go to work or to help out with work issues at work or play ball. They're excited about something here. At 11:15 is Justice and the Devil, or codependencies and addictions. Perhaps the Capricorn and Libra there as well. So perhaps the kids are helping to fix up the place or help to fix up the school, perhaps for a show. And the Page of Pentacles is upright, needing courage to face the Page of Cups reversed, or perhaps a love they rejected. Weak or grieving pet, and the Six of Cups upright with the Ten of Pentacles, family, business, or community, and perhaps vulnerable to a painful ending of the Queen of Pentacles reversed, or rejected her claims of pain or betrayal, or for spine surgery, radiation, or a family or kids visiting the Queen of Pentacles reversed after surgery, a miscarriage, or an abortion. With Six of Cups upright and the Queen of Cups upright, with Leo and Saggy challenged by a wake-up call, or Aquarius taking a swing, or stepping up to the plate, receiving the Ace of Wands, that new passion, creativity, or growth, from the 5D connection, or inspired after a breakup or rest, and the King of Pentacles reversed with a sudden event, epiphany, or sexual exchange, with the Queen of Cups inner child, or children around, or with two sets of children here, and now the Page of Cups reversed, and the Queen of Pentacles reversed, dead, like the parents cut them off, you're dead to me. So they could be dead to the Ten of Pentacles, family, business, or community, or a family secret here that got out, as a twin that was hidden in the past or lost but never told anyone about it, and the Magician reversed, unable to manifest or insecure without tools, moving to peace after lots of back and forth about letting go, or to get them to let go, trying to close the distance gap of the Ten of Cups upright, family or emotional fulfillment, sending out the errand boy again, as the Ten of Pentacles, fantasy family, in an all-business relationship with no love, getting their wish of the King of Pentacles reversed, who's no superhero, and the Queen of Wands upright, who's crazy with jealous rage, or Scorpio, and the King of Wands reversed, patient angel, or Sagittarius, or King of Pentacles reversed is Scorpio, or suddenly freaks out at times, or the Queen of Cups upright is a Scorpio, or with epiphanies, and Pisces and Scorpio children, or Scorpio and Sag, and patient angel looking back at the Tower event times 3, defenseless in downturn or twist of fate, and the bird taking off for the stars, or Libra reversed and Aquarius upright here. At 11:31 of Justice and the 5 of conflict, or chaos, or a big group, or games played, or the pursuit of happiness. And now crowning is the Knight of Wands, the sexy Sag presenting the truth to get them to leave, exposing all about sunshine and passion ignited, to the Page of Wands reversed and the Queen of Wands reversed, recovering dependence or powerless in losing their independence, the Knight of Wands with the slow burning flame, and the Queen of Cups caring for the King of Swords, the Hierophant hung out to dry post-war, virus, or starting over, and the Taurus, Capricorn, or Pisces all upright, or the Knight of Wands hanging out with Taurus, and Capricorn or Pisces is at the establishment with PTSD from the Ten of Cups upright and the Ten of Pentacles upright and the all business relationship, and the Hermit reverse coming out about missing flame or going nuts, and the Knight of Wands with rescue efforts, or inspecting every inch of the Queen of Wands while undressing, and the Queen of Swords reverse freaking out perhaps at them for doing that, or seeing now the man in the mirror, and the Emperor reversed over their trophy bride getting all the attention, or over their trophy bride hogging all the attention from them that they created, or standing in front of him to bring the good news, like Archangel Sandalphon was standing in front of the mountain, wanting to get the glory. Oh, this is like Sandalphon saying, it was me standing in front of the mountain wanting to get the glory that the mountain actually created. I had nothing to do with it. And soon here is the Seven of Wands reversed, defenseless to the drama of the Page of Cups reversed, from the wealthy family ending the pain or a painful ending and betrayal, with the Queen of Pentacles reversed, detoxing a secret passion that's announced at 11:42 of justice of the Two of Cups. And then at 43 of the coming together and a wake-up call or a final judgment or reveille, with Capricorn and Pisces and Libra reversed with Aquarius upright here, and walking away from injustice, of powerlessness, of chaos in life. The Queen of Pentacles reversed and the Nine of Pentacles reversed, which can be sisters or a mother and child. Perhaps a service for a beloved teacher here, and the Twin Flames with the Five of Pentacles reversed, and that has to do with recovering. And the Hermit coming out of the Mary Magdalene cave in exile of the group, looking back and drained by radiation or being out of control or being around out of control kids, Leos or pets. And the Queen of Cups being calm here, not affected at all. And the Lovers with their world upside down, or the Divine Feminine, the 5D, with Pisces reversed and surrendering to the past embarrassment perhaps, or a fall from grace, in a twist of fate with the Hermit reversed, or someone losing their mind, and that can be a parent with Alzheimer's too, or over-isolating, with Leo, Pisces, Aries, Libra, and Virgo all reversed, but Gemini upright here. Make an effort, attention, or attraction rather? Yeah, attraction. Make the effort, attraction here, romantic feelings, and yes, this is your soulmate. Around the twins, or how they're seen, is the Page of Cups reversed, drained in recovery, miscarriage or rejection, and the King of Cups here comforting the Empress reversed, sister, or someone who's suffering in silence, or not sleeping at night. Healing broken heart, or with heart issues or strain, and the block here of the Three of Cups coming together in joy to offer love or condolences, with the Queen of Wands, who isn't sincere about this, about being at this. Like someone's offering condolences, but they're looking the other way. Or too proud to look at them after a death. In disconnect or at a distance in a breakup, walking away from the injustice and powerlessness, after transition of the King of Wands reversed, patient angel, with one last look back, a sudden event, epiphany, or sexual exchange, and the defenselessness without an excuse, or a bad time for the bird to take off. With Scorpio and Aquarius upright, Libra reversed here, and the injustice of finding peace, or making love, after the Emperor reversed in transition, leading the way to detox, the Queen of Swords reversed and the Sovereign reversed, and that could be a mother and to be two sisters or a mother and child, or her own dependence, and going into detox regarding that. With the Seven of Cups upright, synchronicities or confusion, taking steps after birth or death, or a false alarm or a miscarriage, and needing the courage or strength at 12:01 to live another day, or someone who is an angel now, at least they don't have to detox addiction anymore. So it could be someone who's been suffering addiction for a long time who passed, but perhaps the family knew this was coming. The Queen of Swords reversed, powerless to 7 or 12-step program, or taking steps, or the stairway to heaven, perhaps very weak in a birth or after birth here at 12:06, which is the Hanging Man and the Lovers. And then at 12:10 is the Hanging Man and Destiny, with the Queen of Cups upright and the Emperor reversed, grieving the Page of Wands upright, the King of Pentacles and King of Wands both reversed, and the Page of Cups reversed, all of them coming clean, drained, or overexposed, burned, needing sun, or needing fun, and the recovery of the Page of Cups reversed, perhaps now surrendering, defined self-satisfaction and challenged by karma, judgment, or a wake-up call, defenseless to coming together with the Knight of Wands with a slow burn, with Sagittarius upright and Scorpio reversed, and Leo reversed Aquarius, perhaps after a death or near-death experience, or the never-ending story of detoxing addiction, and the Queen of Swords reversed, powerless to climb the steps or needing strength. And of course that can be someone who's ill or injured or an older person. At 1237, the Hanging Man and Unconditional Love, or the King of Cups. So then again, we have the King of Pentacles and King of Wands are both reversed here, which can represent negative aspects of them, or it can just be them sad at, like a funeral or something like that. With the Wounded Warrior surrendering to the Queen of Wands reversed, or she is the Wounded Warrior surrendering, and the King of Wands reversed, drained, or has Leo in their chart and is satisfied, challenged by karma or judgment, and the Knight of Wands recovering, defenseless or without an excuse, and the Page of Cups reversed, vulnerable, spoiled, or rejected, or coming together, or reunion after death, or at services, or being clingy, with Scorpio, Capricorn, the Queen of Swords, and the Sovereign all reversed, taking steps to find strength, to bring good news or lead the way, or someone may be in guarded condition and weak. As the King of Wands reversed and the Queen of Wands reversed, surrendering or getting the Wounded Warrior to surrender, with Leo reversed, Sagittarius upright, or someone who's arrogant or in a celebration here, challenged by judgment or wake-up call, Aquarius upright or an announcement, and the twins recovering from rejection or sick child or Pisces. And we have the Queen of Cups upright and the King of Cups upright here on either side, representing twins. So they're both in a very positive love aspect here. And that was your read. So let me give you a couple oracle cards before I go. My daughter is calling me, so I need to call her back. So I'm going to make this quick. So let's just do an energy card and the Journey of Love. Take a deep breath. All right, so from the energy deck, what is our takeaway from the read today? Virgo, Taurus, and Sagittarius from the dice. These two came up. The fourth chakra, Archangel Raphael, which is the heart, and the Queen of Cups. And a strategy here, which is the world and completion. And it's like Columbus discovering a new world. That's what I'm getting. So very feminine, masculine here, or a masculine, feminine in their heart. So again, being both the masculine and the feminine, for the feminine and the masculine, and planning some kind of strategy for a whole new world. And this card is also coming up. So there's the door to romance, the 33 of the Christ vibration of unity consciousness around the world. And this is literally Christ and Mary Magdalene right here. And a whole new world. A whole new world. Wow. And there may be some constraints here with the transition here. But it doesn't have to be financial. It can just be a food shortage. It could be a lot, somebody might need to clean up their house, the cobwebs, because there might be something they haven't used in a while. So it can be, there's just going to be some kind of constraints between. That's fine. Maybe it's just telling each other what kind of constraints there are right now. And then there is some rest and rejuvenation needed in the sun, or taking a break and following the temple path. This can be Purim, right, for the holiday, hanging out, being wise, seeing new perspectives in the sun, or taking a break. And then anxiety for someone with the 18 and the purple moon, or somebody's 18th birthday, and being anxious about it, about how they're going to take care of themselves after they graduate, or how they're going to go on a vacation. With the Magician there, or somebody, I don't know, someone's scared to go on vacation, or somebody has to go out on their own to figure out how to care for themselves. Maybe they never had to do it before. So there's a masculine energy over here on the temple path of hanging out and being still and seeing new perspectives, perhaps not having as much money as usual. And that may be why this one's upset, whether it's a partner or a child. Maybe they've been used to a certain lifestyle and now they're not going to have that because the masculine's not making the money they used to make. So this is maybe someone upset because they're not going on vacation this year, or again, they're turning 18 and they're not sure how they're going to take care of themselves. And that could be a partner who never worked before, who's also anxious about how they're going to go on and take care of themselves. So, and then we have these two coming together, guys. Okay, the angel of strength and the sixth chakra of the third eye, Archangel Metatron, of the 50 of the emotional happiness of the family, and the 40 of the Page of Cups of that pure innocent love. How beautiful is that? There's the lioness, right, and the tiger. And then taking off the masks here, okay? And the masculine revealing his heart. I don't know if you can hear the cats meowing, but they are. Okay, so here's that masculine, the masculine revealing his sad heart. And then we have the second chakra here, the sacral chakra, and the 36 of the Atlas, and the weight of the world upon their shoulders. You know, this could be children as well, right? And coming together, feeling very burdened, having to take care of someone, whether it's a partner or a child, and then perhaps a parent as well, and the Magician in the Mirror with the Knight of Swords coming in with the truth, or a wake-up call regarding their kids. So this could be a masculine talking to their grown children, that you gotta move. Sorry, get out. You have to get a job and take care of yourselves. I'm not doing it anymore. Okay, and then the bottom of the deck, which is a broken heart, which is the separation of the heart, the collapsing upon itself, but it's healed. The Nine of the Hermit going within after the storm warning. They were prepared, right? They knew it was destined to happen, okay? And this can be too with the kids, like the kids knew. They knew this was coming, or the partner, maybe the partners and their brother, whether it's kids, whatever it is. They're saying it's time to leave, but they knew it was going to happen. It was bound to happen at some point. They just didn't know when, and maybe the person who was taking care of them thought they could never live without them, and now they're like, they don't care anymore. And the others were like, okay. And maybe they would have done it a long time ago if they knew that it was going to be that easy. So let's go into the journey of love. So there's a whole new world here. There's kids who are going out on their own, partners who've never been on their own going out on their own. There's twin flames coming together here in their power, taking a break, vacations, discovering a new world, right? The door to romance being the key to your heart and being free in that unity consciousness of accepting everyone as they are. And what's coming up here? Beauty. Your beauty rest. I was just getting a mattress. I don't know why I'm getting mattresses. Well, I guess they're making me laugh now. I guess you need a good mattress. The 58 of the Four of Swords is the 5D connection. So get your beauty rest, or maybe you want to get a new mattress, as the 27 of the Ace of Wands, and that third energy, the new passion of the ethereal touch, being gentle, being very wispy. This is very central here. You see that? And then we have the guardian of the soul family. The 26 is that Page of Wands. Perhaps it could be a child, or that childlike energy which keeps the family together. Okay, so we have the 26 and the 27, which is that inspiration of the child, like feeling like a child again, in order to create that new dream of the Ace of Wands, that new world. And then the rest of the Four of Swords, which is resting, taking a break, praying, connecting in 5D. And that's your source of inspiration. And this is literally painting that portrait, because you see it's in 2D, painting that portrait of that perfect family. Okay? And the bottom of the deck is the breaking, the 65 of the King of Pentacles. Right? Where they smash into each other. The breaking of the King of Pentacles. Where they crash. And then she is the moon, she is the complete, she is whole, she has found herself already, and then crash, like the song where they bump into each other, that kind of energy. And it can just be their spiritual energy, clashing and bumping into each other in order to just get past it already and accept each other's differences. Can't get past it until you actually bump into each other and speak to each other. But remember that back-to-back energy, too, of melding your spinal energies before you converse, because that helps you meld to each other's energies. Silence can be golden at times. Don't forget that rule, too. All right, let's see what that one says from the book. We have 58 of the beauty. To celebrate the divine feminine is to honor her beauty, her endless bounty and abundant creativity. You're a vehicle of her beauty. This is radiance that has nothing to do with soul-destroying cultural stereotypes based on physical appearances. It is the radiance that comes from feeling beautiful within, of allowing all that you are to shine through you and be witnessed in the world. You're being asked to let the inner beauty become one with your physical self. You don't have to change the way you look to become more of the divine beauty that you are. You just need to change the way you look at yourself. Behold the divine within you. You're in the process of healing past wounds about your appearance, your body, and your sexuality, finding purity in all of yourself, and becoming ready to share that with others in a deeper and more open way, without shame or self-criticism. Take your time and fall in love with what you are, and then you can become not the victim of others' own projected shame, but the love necessary for the shame of the world to heal. This oracle indicates a significant change in self-perception taking place within you, an ability to love and accept yourself more completely than you ever have before, quite simply because you've grown and there is more divinity awakened in your heart than ever before. The nature of the divine is love, and you're realizing that you don't have to change to be beautiful. Allow this development to grow swiftly and embrace your uniqueness, beloved. You're an exquisite flower in the heavenly garden. How many times I've looked in your eyes and sailed away, beyond my dreams to a sheltered thought, on a quiet beach where the sand is soft as flour. You may never know this place, and someday, when you look in my eyes, I'll tell you. Water, beauty rest, perhaps a mattress, joy in nature, and rise and be love, you guys. Take a deep breath. Go slow. Rise and be love.